T-minus 20 seconds. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
Let's get ready to sucker!
Diamonds in my teeth, I got a lot of shine. Running up the number, that's a lot of crime. Try to take it from me, must be out your mind. I'm big time, lot of sun. Smoky in the air, that's a lot of pine. Pockets running over with the dollar sign. Try to take it from me, yeah. Big time, big time, big time, big time. Running up the numbers, that's a lot of crime. Try to take it from me, must be out your mind. Lot of sun, smoky in the air, that's a lot of crime. Pockets running over with the dollar signs. Try to take it from me. Big time. Diamonds in my teeth, I got a lot of shine. Running up the numbers, that's a lot of grind. Try and take it from me, must be out your mind. I'm big time, lot of shine. Smoky in the air, that's a lot of pine. Pockets running over with the dollar sign. Try and take it from me, from me, from me. Big time, number 9. Diamonds in my teeth, I got a lot of shine. Running up the numbers, that's a lot of grind. Try and take it from me, must be out your mind.
And welcome in, ladies and gentlemen, to a Tuesday edition of the YSN Power Hour. DJ Yoakley with you. Quinn Pushkar holding it down in the middle in the world headquarters here at YSN. We got Paul Munson from Lake Erie. We have Lake Erie, right?
Yep, Geneva.
Just want to make sure. EB down below, and Billy Mack as well with the newly crowned goatee. Got rid of the beard, just straight goat now.
I am a goat.
You set that one up.
Put it right on the tee, knocked it right the hell out of the park. Gentlemen, happy Tuesday to you, and happy, hang on, let's see what it is. It is National Trail Mix Day. National Trail Mix Day. I'm a big trail mix guy, and there's several different trail mixes to choose from. What is the best part of your favorite trail mix? That's the question. The best part, do you save it for last, or do you eat it first? That's another question on top of it. Quinn, I know you love trail mix. What's the best part of your trail mix?
I actually do like it. Probably the M&Ms, because it's the only part of the entire thing. And it's good. Like, sugary sweet mix, it's like
we're just gonna mute Paul for 1 second while Quinn finishes.
M&Ms. That's it. M&Ms.
Do you save them for last, or
Absolutely.
do you eat them first?
Absolutely, save it for last.
Okay, respect. All right, Paul. Things noisy on the lake today.
A little bit, yeah. Motorcycles, boats, everything going on out there. I like all of it. I don't try to save anything for last. I just get the bag poured in and shovel it in. It's good to go. The sweet and salty, the peanuts, raisins, M&Ms, all of it, all mixed together. It's good.
What do you like the other parts of it, Paul? Like I've seen Cheetos mixed in there and all kinds of stuff. You could put anything in trail mix.
Yeah, well, when I think trail mix, I think of that. But then there's your Chex Mix. So there's a difference to me between Chex Mix and trail mix. Trail mix is your peanuts, your raisins, your M&Ms, your sunflower seeds. They're all kind of mixed in together. But then you have like your Chex Mix, which is your Chex, the little cracker look, the little wavy cracker looking thing. Then there's the flat brown chip, basically, that a lot of people don't like. I think those are really good.
The rye chips?
I guess that's it. It's that little brown. It's the hard, crunchy one.
The Gordados.
Yeah.
That's what they're at. The Gordado chips. The rye chips.
That's what they're called?
Yeah. You can get them like in a bag by itself now.
Oh.
Yep. You would be correct, sir.
That is correct.
Go for that.
Spider.
The only thing I don't like in Chex Mix is I'm not a fan of the crackers. I think it's that little wavy. I don't know. It's the long kind of wavy stick, basically.
The breadstick.
The breadstick. Yeah, I'm not a fan of the breadstick.
Oh, I dig the breadstick. Dig it. EB.
See, if it's trail mix, I'm all about the little cracker. The little wavy thing, that breadstick that we can't find the correct name for, but that thing. I mean, I think that's the best part. If we're going trail mix, for a while I was sitting there thinking Chex Mix the whole time until Paul actually broke it all down, and I was going to say the Gordados, but I think I'm going to go to the breadstick.
Okay. And Mr. Mac.
Yeah, I mean, I like them. It's all right. It's a good travel snack. You get in like a little tube, wrapped up and just piece by piece. The only thing I don't like, I can't stand raisins. I don't know what it is. I don't mess with the raisins, man. I'm not here for it. So everything will be, I can eat everything except the raisins can go to hell.
All right, I'll take it.
It's called a mini breadstick. This thing right here. That's all it's called.
Just a kid from EP, baby. Just calling it like it is. Little breadstick.
Yeah, because when you break it down, it's got all the breakdowns right there of what everything is. And it's just called a mini breadstick. The rye chip, a pretzel, corn mix, corn Chex, wheat Chex, and a circle pretzel.
Well, I don't want to spoil anything, but this week, coming back to HQ, guys, Sarah's got a corn dip or something that she's making. Cornbread dip? I don't know. It's something. It's different. I've never had it before, ever.
Uh-oh.
So,
hey, why not give it to a bunch of jackals to try for the first time?
Hey, well, you're going to have to tell me how it is, because it sounds like Betos and I aren't going to get back till about next
Sunrise.
Year. Yeah.
It's not that bad. Spider's not that bad.
Paul, the one that's on Geneva right now, 10 minutes down the road.
I'm leaving Thursday, so I won't be here.
Can't just stay an extra day.
Yeah.
No, because Donnie would kill you. He would absolutely.
Yeah, there's enough going on at South Range. I need to be there for the game.
He would murder you. It's like an hour 10, is it not?
Wasn't bad. No.
I have no idea. I don't know where it's at. I've never been to Spire.
So here's the thing. It's either Spire or Wellington, because that's where Columbiana plays. And Wellington is literally 2 hours away from what I've been told. So, I mean, if you want that game, we can give you that game. But
yeah, Spire's nice, too. It's a nice field. Everybody says it's beautiful up there.
Quinn, how is it in the Loge?
It helps when you unmute yourself.
Paul, I was getting there. I was just sitting here waiting because I knew you were going to say something. Spire is awesome. Loge is incredible. Take a basketball, get there an hour early, go shoot. Fun times.
That's it. There's content right there. EB versus Betos, 1-on-1 in basketball.
You could spot Jeff 10 points, and I'd still take Eric. 100%.
Play to 11.
Yes.
He can have the ball first, too.
Baton
Huck a
strikes
chuck.
me-
He's just gonna chuck one up and let it go.
He strikes me as the kind of guy that would start it off. He's got that 10-0 lead with the ball, and he'd go like, and then like drop the ball and kick it out of bounds. Whoops. Whoops. Your ball.
Let it rain.
Your ball. Yeah. He's right
Yeah.
there.
We downtown.
Well, happy National Trail Mix Day to everybody out there. The raisins they're my favorite. I don't want to go against Billy, but I'm always raisins and the sweet stuff with the salty. The only thing I'm not crazy about, unless they're the honey roasted peanuts, I don't like the peanuts. Like I'm not down for the peanuts. I gotta do it away with them. So that's mine. But seemingly everybody else likes them, so I'm good for them. Like any other time, I'm good for peanuts. It's just in trail mix, I'm not a fan. Not a fan. All right, it's time for the Bear Brothers Would You Rather, brought to you by our friends over at BearBrothers.com. Visit them on the web and make sure you tell them YSN sent you. Gentlemen, today, would you rather get paid a lot to be on a bad team or paid below average to be on an elite team? Paid a lot to be on a bad team or below average to be on an elite team? Billy Mack, I think I know where you're going. Let's hit it.
Yeah, this one's really easy for me. Coming from a man who doesn't have a lot of money, I'm going the money route. Let me get paid first, and then I can figure out how to win games.
Just
Simple.
like some guy at some kitchen.
Exactly.
EB.
This sounds like just how the NBA works. Go get paid a lot to be on a terrible team, and then when you're 97 years old, you join the Lakers and hope you get a championship. That's that's tough because like if you say not a lot, like even in the terms of like professional players, that's still more than most people make in a lifetime. So if we're going professional sports, then dude, I'll take like the Danny Green route and take, not a lot, which is still going to be a lot, and be on an elite team and stack up the rings.
Was Robert Horry ever paid like big?
No.
I don't remember.
But he has like 8 rings.
Yeah.
There's a term out there being used now. I think it's generational wealth. Like that's something that I can get behind. Like I need enough money to like where my kids won't have to do nothing ever again.
Okay, I can respect that. I think that's what we all want, right? From that standpoint, is to take care of your kids, and as long as they're not complete jackalopes.
I don't care. At that point, they're everybody else's problem.
Oh, really? Is that how it works?
I'll be on the beach.
Gosh. All right. Speaking of being on the beach and kids, Paul.
Yeah, I definitely would take the money route. I mean, because, yeah, it'd be nice to have some championships, but, I mean, those aren't getting you paid. I mean, unless you start hawking them, after your career's over. I mean, if you're on a good team and not getting paid that well, and, yeah, you're winning, that's always nice, but you're probably – I shouldn't say this. You're not scraping by, because by no means is any professional athlete scraping by with a league minimum, because if they are, they're just – dickheads. Because listen, give us that base salary for any pro athlete and we can do just fine, and our kids could do just fine. But yeah, if you're going to be that way, you're going to be a professional athlete, take all the money you can as soon as you can and try to bank it and be done with it. Who cares if you're on a shitty team? So
Quincy?
Yeah, give me that money. I could care less about winning games and stuff when I'm making $200 million to shoot a basketball. Give me money.
I'm the only one that's going to say I would be on a good team and take less money, take below average money?
I said it.
Oh, I get, yeah. I don't know. I just want to be surrounded by winners, right? From that standpoint. Like, if I'm still good, but I'm not getting paid, that's fine. But I feel like being around people, you'll eventually make your money somewhere else. Championships, those guys typically are on TV after it's all said and done, right? Like, look at Frank Thomas. He never won a championship. That's a terrible example, by the way. God awful.
Dan Marino was on CBS for a long time.
quarterbacks get on there a lot because they have the look, right? And he's a big name. I don't know. I'd rather be around. I want to win. Like if I'm playing, I want to win. I mean, getting paid's nice, I guess, but depending on what your life looks like.
But you're not there like saying, "Listen, I know we're gonna lose and we suck, but just give me my money." Like you don't know the team's gonna suck.
No, that's literally what you're saying. Like your team is guaranteed to suck, but you're gonna get paid, or your team's gonna be elite and you're not. Like it's gonna be below average.
Do you want to be Joe Thomas or Teddy Bruschi?
That's a good point.
Yeah, I mean, it's a good question because, like, listen, we all want to win. I mean, nobody sits there and goes, boy, I'm showing up today. I hope we get our ass kicked, but, I'm going to play and have fun. Nobody wants to do that.
But that's what this – I mean, I guess that's the crux of the question, is it not? Is what's worth more to you, winning or getting paid?
Yeah, I mean, I guess if going into it, you're going to stink, but you're going to get a lot of money. I mean, I guess you sacrifice that in your self-pride for the cash. But, I mean, if like, hey, listen, you just got drafted to the Orioles. Oh, okay, but we're paying you a shitload of money. See if you can go out there and win. Okay, and if you stink, you stink.
Money's falling out of your pocket.
That's it. Hold on, I'm a little hot. Put that $100 bill back in my pocket.
I'm taking being on a winning team. I mean, you know how bad it sucks. And I guess I've never had the experience that I'm getting paid to be on a losing team. I've had my share of losing teams along the way, but I've never been paid for it. It's not one of those. Like I don't know how it would feel if this isn't so bad because I go home to my family in our $1 billion house or stuff like that. I mean, I don't know, but I want to be on a winning team. Just from that perspective of being able to say, hey, I was on a championship caliber team over and over and over again. And like you said, I mean, as long as you can pay the bills, you're good, right?
You are on a winning team.
Yeah.
YSN spells winning.
Yeah. Or, if you're making that kind of money, your family's the winning team. You're coming home every day to a bunch of winners. Because those checks keep getting deposited in the bank.
That's it. You're absolutely right. So thanks to Baird Brothers for sponsoring the Would You Rather question each and every day. We want to hear from you. Would you rather be on get paid a lot of money to be on a bad team or paid below average salary to be on an elite team? Would you rather? Again, brought to you by Baird Brothers, and we'll use the hashtag Wood, WOOD, you rather. Guys, a lot to talk about. We didn't really get into it. I think we glazed over it yesterday. This Bishop Sycamore thing. I mean, I feel like every hour there's a new story about this team. They played IMG. Billy, you're very familiar with IMG, obviously. They played IMG, considered the best team in the country right now in football, and it completely embarrassed this Bishop Sycamore team that was supposed to have 10 elite ESPN top 100 players on their team. They're not OHSAA affiliated. They're from the Columbus area. It is an absolute shit show with how this is turning out. Now, I put out a post earlier that said that the people complaining about ESPN not doing their due diligence are the same people that are picking up things off of DHgate and Wish. I stand by that because I don't know what you expected ESPN to do. If you look at the advertising, if you look at the announcing team, they didn't put a lot of money into this. They got one big check from Geico, it looks like. And they didn't do the research, but they do hire a company to get this game for them. So that company is kind of like completely burrowed their head underneath the ground because apparently a lot of these guys, Paul, and you guys can chime in as well, JUCO athletes, like 60-year seniors type of players that have no business doing it. A story came out that they're sharing helmets, they're sharing pants on the sidelines. How do you even start to talk about this game? Paul, we'll start with you.
Well, I wanted to take this time to announce here on YSN that I'm taking my talents to Bishop. I have some eligibility left, so what the hell? Let's go play.
Oh my God. I mean, put this picture of you stealing some dude's pants.
That's about the crux of it. Is you're going to sit there and say that these aren't even high school kids. That's the thing. They're not even high school kids. These kids aren't even enrolled in school. And like, it's basically, my wife put it in perspective. If anybody's ever seen the movie Accepted, where they make up a fake college because the kid doesn't get into school.
That's HIT, baby. Let's go.
Yeah. South Harmon Institute of Technology. Shit. Like, that's pretty much these guys, like, basically almost like made up a school and said, hey, let's just play some football and let's go. And they just go out there and they play. I mean, they were 0-6 last year, and a lot of schools they played or wanted to play said, wait a second. Yeah, we're not going to play you. You don't even have high school kids on your team. These are 19, 20, 24-year-old kids. It's like, wait a second. And hey, I guess credit to these guys for pulling a fast one on ESPN and getting their name out there. But what it did, I have no clue. The coach is like the president. He's got, criminal record. He's got warrants out for him. Like, I mean, like you said, they're sharing helmets, which makes me think of the water boy when he was sharing a helmet with the kicker. And like, I mean, were they putting up tents on the sidelines going, all right, I'm on defense now. Here, I need those pants. And the dude's, was he standing in a girdle on the sidelines waiting for pants to come when he's on the field? I mean, this is a complete shit show. I mean, just makes the company who did the research look like a bunch of idiots because, what are you doing?
Amo, I appreciate the acknowledgement, but I can guarantee you, we had this talk in the pre-production show here before we started. Paul and I would just be like, okay, they're playing Bishop Sycamore. Who the hell is that? Who cares? All right, let's go.
Yeah, I'd be trying to contact that dude going, can I get a roster?
Amo, you there? You going? Bailey, you going? You going to this game? That's pretty much how it works behind the scenes at YSN. If we don't know, there's not a whole lot of information. We stick to our teams and the expertise of our teams. Coach just got fired, says BMAC.
No shit.
Good. The jig is up, buddy. Come on.
Whoops.
Billy, what's your take on this whole thing?
I don't know. The first word that comes to mind is this whole thing is incredible. On both sides of the spectrum, really. It's impressive that on one hand, when you don't know the details, that a school that can just make themselves up, and next thing you know, they're on ESPN. On the other side of that, they got a pretty good ass whooping from IMG to earn that. So kudos for them. I don't look at it as a big deal. A lot of people who are I am not an ESPN fan. Okay, it's not a secret. I'm not a fan of their network in any way of the imagination, but. To sit here and just blast them like it's completely their fault is ridiculous. I think, I think that they're trying to do a good thing here at the end of the day and, present high school football. And to their acknowledgement, that's what they tried to do. And they're not going to be sorry about it. And I think what ends up happening is things like this go away because of situations like this. If you guys as fans of the network and viewers who watch this and complain enough, they don't need the negative press. So they'll just be like, you know what, we're not doing high school football anymore. And then it's done, which is unfortunate. That's another word that I would use for this thing as well as incredible as unfortunate, because that school doesn't represent the entire embodiment of high school football in the state of Ohio.
So let me ask you a question, Billy, because you are familiar with IMG. You know how talented their teams can be down there. Are there teams lining up that I just don't know about to play IMG to get on their radar? Because the last time I checked, I would imagine there's more teams that are signing up to play Bishop Sycamore or whatever they are than there are for IMG, because people don't want to roll up and get their I'm not gonna say what I was gonna say, get spanked by 51 points. I mean, am I missing something here?
Yeah, I mean, it's IMG is incredible. It's a beautiful facility, and the people who run it they have it figured out to a science, really. They have multiple teams at the high school football level with every sport. They have a national team, which is that team that you saw on TV. They play a national ranked schedule. They're not affiliated with anything the state doesn't recognize them in any sport. So they have a national team. They play a national schedule. They basically, you talk about teams recruiting, they do that. And their objective is to have the best team, the best product on the field. And those guys go to college. Most of the time, it's a lot of Division I schools. You think of guys like Derek Jeter and Alex Rodriguez have been there for baseball. So that's the type of talent that you're able to have. Not that I think Derek Jeter is any type of talent, but neither here nor there. But you have guys of that name that go to that school. So it puts it on perspective. I mean, they had guys that go to Michigan, Ohio State, a lot of JUCO kids, high-end, high-level JUCO that go, and then guys who eventually get drafted go on to Oklahoma and LSU and Alabama that played there. So that's the type of talent that goes there on the national team. Now their high school team will play in a high school schedule in Florida and sometimes travel outside the state to play. Very similar to like, Ursuline played Hickory last week.
Interesting. EB, what's your take on this?
Dude, this isn't like ESPN's fault at all. I kind of look at it like this coach is a moron because I see what he's doing, and if I put it into like AAU terms, and maybe BMAC does this too with his baseball team, but like when Quinn and I go to exposure events, we have to grade our team, as in like, hey, if you're a level 1, you have, multiple blue chip top 50 players. Level 2, you have 1 or 2, this and that. So pretty much this dude, from what it sounds like, said his team was just full of these blue chips or under the radar people. Look, sometimes it's tough to be realistic. Like when Quinn and I go to Roses, like we're realistic with the type of players that we have. If you're getting a ton of D3 looks, then you're a D3 player. As much as you want to be, that great Division I athlete, you got to be real with yourself sometimes. This dude it sounds like, hey, I'm going to say I have a bunch of this stuff. He promoted the hell out of it. He probably knew someone along the ways or he did something, to kind of put himself in there. It didn't sound like he was the most stand-up dude. And then, from there, all right, we'll do it here. Have IMG and then pretty much get your ass kicked. So you can't fault ESPN because I think they did what anyone would do. Oh, well, this team's sitting there saying they have a bunch of, top 10 recruits or they have 10 players who were immaculate. Well, we know what IMG is like, so let's put it up and here we go. We'll throw it on it. We're supposed to help sports programs and everything else, so we'll make it a high school football game. So this dude is something else. We keep talking about it, and I keep thinking about Mean Machine from The Longest Yard. Like that's how they were like practicing. And then like I kept on seeing like I see like the little dude who's like the cheerleader, but also the kicker. Like he's running in and out. But
Brucey,
yeah, Brucey.
It's Brucey. It's Brucey's turn to shine.
and like Paul was sitting there talking about the gear, and I thought of like the movie The Little Giants. And like dudes probably had like peanut butter and jelly sandwiches in their helmet, and that was like their halftime snack or some shit like that.
God. Quinn, your thoughts on this?
Oh, I love it. I love the coach of that. It's the classic delusion that he thinks his team is good and they're not. I love it. I love saying that you're good and you're not, and you go get your ass kicked. That's great. Reminds me of UCF from a couple years ago, thinking they're good, and then they go play Alabama and get smacked. I love it.
It's so crazy. Eric hit the nail right on the head when it comes to coaches believing. You see it all the time. You see it all. I mean, all the time in every sport of coaches, hyping their players up, and it's I don't blame them, because they're with them all the time. They create that relationship. They want them to succeed. But at the end of the day, you're only as talented as the college coaches believe in you. from an outsider's, and they're an outsider's perspective, and that's just what it is. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. If you throw 95 miles an hour and every college coach is sitting there saying, "Hey, you're a D2 player," well, you're not a D1 player. You don't have any offers.
It's just funny to me. I mean, this team can't beat regular high school teams, and then they go and play the number 2 team in the country. Like,
well, it gets worse. So I'm reading right now.
Warren Harding.
It says they played 6 games last year, went 0-6. They were outscored 342-49 since starting their program in 2020. So last year was their first year of the program. It says they were scheduled to play several national powerhouses this year: Duncanville out of Texas, St. Ed's out of Ohio, and DeMathia Catholic out of Maryland. And it says the school's physical address is listed as a rec center in Columbus. So, hey, we got the YMCA over there. That's where we go to school.
Like, dude, Quinn and I, we've always joked about starting our own school. Like this dude just gave us a blueprint.
Showed us what not to do.
I'm putting shit together. I'm gonna go play Sierra Canyon, IMG. Obviously, I know your game. DeMatha. Let's go. Pick Central. Bring it on.
This team's gonna go play Duncanville. You said Duncanville just got smacked by Mater Dei the other day.
Yeah, Duncanville, Texas. Yeah,
they got drilled like 49-3 by Mater Dei.
So you're saying they got a shot?
They have a shot.
They'll probably bring all the pants for that one.
Yeah, it says the Ohio Department of Education does not list them as a charter school either. So, I mean, these guys are 0 for 0 everywhere you turn. Like, they're not even sanctioned through OHSAA. They're not even a real school.
This team can't even beat, like, the top high schools in our state, and they're going to go play a nationally ranked team.
I wouldn't be surprised if whoever they have on their schedule this year, after this news, the teams start to drop them.
You just see them go.
Nah, we're good.
Yeah.
We're all right.
No, don't want any part of that.
We got the COVID.
Yeah.
All right, we're going to take a break. When we come back, still a lot to talk about, guys. The 53-man roster is due today for the NFL. One already shocking move coming out of New England. We're going to talk about that. Billy says maybe not. Not shocking to you? Shocking to me.
He's part of a joke, too. They say maybe he can go play for Bishop Sycamore now.
We'll have that, and we'll have all your comments and your questions right here on the YSN Power Hour, presented by our great sponsors, just like this one.
We are there in your community. Small business owners, mechanics, police officers, homemakers. And we are there serving our nation in the Air Force Reserve. When medical emergencies arise, in cybersecurity, when natural disasters happen, we are there in space. We are Reserve Citizen Airmen, and we are there with over 180 different jobs to serve your country. Air Force Reserve.
Working with your family can be stressful at times, but because they're family, you know that you're going to get a loving, honest answer, even when things don't make sense, to any problem. Dealing with Medicare can be confusing and overwhelming. That's why here at Myers Family Insurance, we do our best to give you honest and caring answers to all of your questions. Family, like Medicare, isn't always perfect, but when you put others first, the results can be amazing.
For all your Medicare needs, call Myers Family Insurance.
Your first and last stop with your tax return should be with me, Tracy Bryden at Greenwood Chevrolet in Austintown. No other dealer goes the extra mile to bring you the largest selection of vehicles at one convenient location. With guaranteed credit approval, I will find you the right vehicle and the right financing options for you. I am ready to go the extra mile to show you why no other dealer sells more cars, finances more, and gets you more for your refund than Greenwood Chevrolet in Austintown.
Quality, customer service, and integrity. Those are the 4 words that have driven our success since 1957 at Joe Dickey Electric.
Joe Dickey Electric is one Mahoning Valley landmark business that stays current with the requirements of our customers. Family owned and managed, we are an electrical contractor and energy solutions provider. Every member of our team adds to his or her skill set through ongoing training. Residential, commercial, industrial, automotive, and more. We keep ahead of the needs of our customers with a fleet of more than 50 vehicles and 24/7 emergency service, so you're never left in the dark.
Jimmy Sutton here, Director of Isle, Purple Cat, and Golden String. We are happy to support YSN and two of my favorite people, Scotty Mincher and Super Dave O'Malley. We are an agency that provides services for adults with disabilities. We infuse humor, passion, and joy into their lives. If you know of any folks with disabilities that need our assistance, please contact us.
Your teams work hard and give it all they've got. Well, so does ours, because 21 Sports and YSN give you extra effort when covering local sports. 21 Sports and YSN, winning coverage of our Valley's teams.
And welcome back to the YSN Power Hour. DJ Yoakley with you, Paul.
Oh, this gets better. They had a GoFundMe page. They wanted to raise $20,000 for the newly established football program in Columbus. They got $140 in a GoFundMe. And then to make it worse, they were talking about their roster. It says the quarterback was listed as Jalen Knight. It says his Twitter account states that he's a 3-star prospect in the class of 2023. However, when you look at a Huddle page and find him, he's actually a football player out of Perry Hall High School in Baltimore. And then another kid is listed as said he was an unrecruited quarterback, and he was going there. It says he was a senior. The kid actually graduated in 2021, and he was from California. So it reminds me of the replacements, because remember they brought the one guy in who was from jail, and they just gave him a name and just put the dark helmet on him, said just go out there, you'll be okay. Like, it seems like that's what these guys did. Just like, hey, just come on, let's play some football. We'll make up who you are. They'll never research it that bad.
This story continues, and Paul Munson will keep you abreast of the situation, because he is loving life right now, digging and digging and digging like he's Lois Lane at the Daily Planet.
These guys,
Bishop Sycamore.
Awesome.
Guys, Cam Newton, gone from the New England Patriots. Does this surprise you at all, Billy? You said no. It surprised me.
He's listed as a new quarterback now. His name is Kamaris Martin, and they're going to put him on the team. Bishop.
I just, you watch some of the games last year, and you just can't find a way to throw the ball down a field. I don't know if he ever, got healthy enough to do so. If the way he played the game years ago at Carolina was an indication of his body just breaking down on him. It looks like he's in great physical shape. I don't know if he's one of those guys that can make a transition to play a different position. Normally you don't see that happen that late into a career, especially from a guy who played quarterback. And Bill Belichick believes he got his guy. I heard a story today. Shannon Sharp was talking about this morning, and he said he wanted to make Tom Brady the starting quarterback in 2001 before Bledsoe got hurt. Decided not to pull the trigger, and then everything kind of fell into place where it worked out for them. But he said he wasn't going to miss that opportunity this year. It looks like Mac Jones is the guy that he likes, and that's where he's going to go to it. I mean, again, the Patriots have never really been in this position, at least not for a long, long time, where you draft a quarterback in the first round or top 10 and you don't play him. So they're going to go with their quarterback. This isn't surprising to me. It just it never really felt like Cam was a guy that could come in there and change into a quarterback similar to a Tom Brady type, or a quarterback for Bill Belichick. Not necessarily just for the Patriots, but for Bill Belichick.
Paul, we'll kick it back up to you. You're shaking your head.
There's a Youngstown connection to this school.
Oh, my God, Paul.
Andre Peterson, who played for Tressel in the 80s at Youngstown State, is Bishop Sycamore's founder, director, and currently coaches the football team's offensive and defensive lines. He said he fired the coach, but says this is not a scam. He goes, my son plays here, and that they do learn things and they do go to class. And if this was a scam, I'm scamming myself.
I never want to scam yourself, idiot.
I mean, what do you say to that?
I mean, yeah, I'm reading it, and he's defending it. He's just saying that we weren't a charter last year, but we're an upstart school, and we're trying to do our best. And
What's tuition there? Because we'll send Betos down there for you.
I don't know. I'm gonna find out.
He's got 1 year eligibility left.
Oh man,
can you imagine Betos on TV, on national TV?
Well, can we start making Bishop Sycamore shirts?
Bishop Betos.
Because Barstool is going to jump all over that and just and run with. Let's beat them with a punch. Let's make our own Bishop Sycamore T-shirts.
And the bad thing is he caught himself. It says on multiple occasions Peterson said that the schools existed for 4 years, only later to change it and say, "Well, we were founded in 2019."
Okay, so from a business standpoint, when you're founded and when you are established are two different things, right? Because you can be you can set up the LLC for 2021 and you don't actually start your business till 2026. That doesn't mean that you're established in 2021. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it says when asked why their address was listed as a P.O. box, he said the school's actual location is private to protect the students who are harassed for the pre-pandemic location. The Sycamores rent a space out in a building in the Easton neighborhood of Columbus. This just starts, I'm telling you, this sounds almost exactly like that movie, Accepted. Like they just found a building and said, yes. I mean, it is. They had a P.O. box, and that's where all the checks were sent to. They had a building that they just condemned and took over. I mean, it's a rabbit hole, man. I can't stop myself from going down it further and further because it's awesome.
Let's get back to Cam Newton. Is anybody, EB, are you surprised that the Patriots axed him?
No, I think going into everything, people knew Cam Newton was on a time frame. Like he's essentially a running back who could throw. He was never a quarterback who could run. So his time allotment for where he's going to be successful in his prime was short to begin with. And if you really look at it in the NFL, it kind of went much in the way of how a running backs did. So at this point, what does he really offer that you couldn't go pick up for cheaper or even younger to where you can mold it even a little bit more? And everyone knew when they drafted Mac Jones last year that he was going to be Belichick's second coming of TB. So it was only a matter of time, and I think between his antics, this and that, and it's not that he really does anything terrible, but he's just one of those, loud people. Hey, kind of look at me. I'm always clapping, doing this, dancing around. That's really not a Belichick way. So, it sounds like it's a little more from the Patriots standpoint, addition by subtraction than anything. I'm sure someone will pick him up. Well,
that's my next question. Who is going to pick him up? Because he's not going to go as a free agent for very long. I mean,
Houston Texans.
Who? That's a nice play, Mac. You like that?
I got a better one for you.
Okay. Don't say it.
EB's gonna hate this. The Dallas Cowboys.
Oh my goodness!
It just feels like a Jerry Jones move. I mean, EB will probably agree to that at least a little bit. With Dak, maybe you don't know what's his health going to be. Is he going to be ready in time? I mean, he's a veteran quarterback. You can't say that he hasn't. He's a former MVP. You can't say that he wasn't because he was. Even all those things that you say. With him and Zeke in the backfield, that could be a problem for a little bit. At least give the Cowboys some time to get Dak ready to rock and roll.
I heard there's a chance that Dak doesn't play at all this year.
It's possible.
I mean, that's a scary sight for the Cowboys because that window starts to shut every year that you don't have Dak Prescott, obviously. EB, you want to rebut that?
I think he plays. I mean, he's been... Like just from what he's been posting on social, it's all about like, hey, this is my comeback year. This is my comeback year. So, I definitely think he plays. It's It's oh man.
But Billy, do you want to handle that one? Oh man,
That's great.
That is a phenomenal one, and I think we now realize it's somebody in the inner circle that knows.
I mean, I'm pretty sure I know who that is. She should be working right now. But she's
I wasn't gonna say it. I wasn't gonna say it. That I'm gonna try to get that loaded up for the Spark today. See if I can get that because that was hilarious. Quinn, who do you think? Well, I mean, I want to say QB1 plays for, but he's not QB1 for anybody. Who does Cam Newton go to play for? Who's going to pick him up and try to,
I mean, I thought for sure the Texans, but I mean, kind of thinking about it a little bit more because I've had some time here. I think Washington might make a play on him. I mean, your quarterback Ryan Fitzpatrick. Cam might be an option there. I mean, I don't know who the backups are in Washington, so maybe Washington.
What about Denver?
I think Houston is the top one though for me.
Does Denver
you say that? Yeah, see, I was gonna say somewhere out west with Denver. I mean, Denver is a good fit out there too.
Denver's not a good fit. They got Teddy Bridgewater. They got another young kid behind him. I don't think that they're going to add a third quarterback to their team when those two are still fighting out to see who the starting quarterback's going to be.
Their name's all over Deshaun Watson. And obviously the coach over in Miami's in there too, but they can't say Deshaun Watson because it becomes tampering. So I'm interested because those two teams alone have made it perfectly obvious they're looking for quarterbacks that aren't on their roster right now. So I'm interested from this standpoint to see. People are saying the Steelers, and I don't want anything to do with this guy.
Again, same scenario though, right? Like why would you add another quarterback to your list of quarterbacks?
I mean, to answer Malone, who's in Carolina? Could he go back to Carolina?
No,
they just traded the Jets quarterback, Darnold.
Yeah,
to get him.
Dude, I'm telling you, Washington's probably one of the better options. Go back with Ron Rivera.
Poor Fitzmagic. Every time he does something,
that won't last.
Yeah, because he was mad when they got rid of, Cam.
I mean, what's his face? Wentz has COVID now. Now he's out. So can Cam resurrect the Colts? They've got everything they need but a quarterback outside of Wentz, and obviously we know how that goes. He's as fragile as good china.
Cleveland Browns. Here he comes.
Oh, Billy would love it. He'd be first in line for a Cam Newton jersey.
No.
No?
No.
I mean, not Cleveland, but like I could maybe even see Cincy if Burrow goes down again.
Oh gosh.
I don't know because I don't think Cincinnati really. I mean, outside of like maybe in their own offices, they don't really expect themselves to have a great year. I think they're going to just try to get better and then have a nice low pick again to kind of build themselves back up. And next year should be something you should look out for them.
I'm trying to load this video right now, Mac, and it's not letting me because it's not the right format, and it pisses me off.
Brandon saying T.Y. Hilton's out for the Colts.
Yeah, he has a neck, upper back issue.
Sounds like every other year with T.Y. Hilton since Andrew Luck disappeared.
Yeah, my guy's just trying to get out, I think. I think he's trying to get out of Dodge. Is there any I mean, from a standpoint, like, could any team make a cut of their QBs right now that you could see this working out for? Maybe even as a two-quarterback system.
I think there's only got to be like 4 places for Cam Newton to land, possibly, if that. And even still, for a quarterback, it's not like you're a linebacker coming in and you're going to learn how to play the cover 2, right? You're basically coming in a whole new playbook and you're in control of that playbook. You almost got to guarantee he's not a week 1 starter.
What about the Giants or the Jets?
I mean, he's got to be week 2, week 3 by now, if he's going to go somewhere else.
I don't know. Like, it's not like there's a whole lot of passing plays in there for him anyway. I mean, he's going to go in and be like Terrell Pryor.
Well, the Giants got Daniel Jones, and they love Daniel Jones over there. I mean, Jets drafted a new guy.
Kyle Wilson.
Bills got 700 quarterbacks. So I mean, I don't know. I only think there's like 4. I think Washington's one. I think Dallas is a potential. Even throw Cincinnati in there if you want. I think that's not a terrible spot.
I mean, I really think Houston. I think if I'd be with Billy on this one. Like if I was betting, he ends in the state of Texas. I'm not gonna like if Houston is really trying to cut ties with Deshaun, then you don't have any draft picks. You don't really have any assets because your last GM was a moron. So now you're just trying to pick up pieces and put things together to make it work right now.
Yeah, if you ship off Watson and get all the picks that you want for him, you just bank all those back there. You bring Cam in and say, hey, let's just push our way through this season and see what happens. And we got draft picks in the back end that we'll just use next year. So let's go.
Fans love him. Fans love Cam Newton. He sells jerseys. Okay, that's a good thing. He also puts butts in the seat. You're not going to be all that successful anyway. I mean, financially, it's a match made in heaven over there with Houston.
And plus, you're playing in a dome. You're not going to see cold weather as he gets older, which all those things matter to a quarterback. So it sounds to me that would be my guess.
Is there someone that would take him in just to have them teach a young quarterback, not even necessarily to play the field or take any snaps, but to just be there for an emergency case scenario?
Jacksonville.
What is it? It's like 32 or something like that, isn't he?
That is a great call right there. Jacksonville would be a great spot.
I don't know if you can bring Cam Newton in to be a backup. I just don't. I don't know if that
You think his ego can't take it?
He's been too successful too.
Both. I think you're going to have fan issues. I think you're going to have the ego issue. Like you're talking about. Like I'm not saying. I mean, Cam Newton is not no Joe Montana or Tom Brady. I'm not trying to say that, but like you're talking about a guy who won an MVP, right, as a quarterback, and he's going to come sit behind a rookie or a young player. I don't know if that's really a thing. I would not rather, but I would more or less see him coming in to play quarterback right away or not playing this year at all. I think that's the option.
Saints, says BMAC. I don't.
No
think
chance.
No.
They love their quarterbacks. They think they're outsmarting everybody with their 2 quarterback system.
If you're Cam, why don't you just sit and wait it out? I don't know, because I think that he needs to sign quickly, or else people are going to forget about him.
Yep.
It's going to take 3 weeks to get involved in the offense. That's why it's not like you're a wide receiver coming in and waiting for a big name to get hurt early like it happens every year.
See, that's why I think Jacksonville works perfectly. If you go that route, like it's got to be the conversation up front because you have a lot of egos in Jacksonville with Urban. Trevor Lawrence is going to get along his way, but it's a good receiving core, and also naturally Urban can throw in his read option packages, which that's what made Cam. Was what he was able to do with his feet, and
it scares me there because you don't want to hinder the development of your quarterback that's there. That's supposed to be the second coming of Jesus.
Not only that, I mean, Jacksonville has no line anyway. Their team's going to get crushed if he goes down there one day, and then we're in the same spot of Trevor Lawrence.
So he's back in New England. I mean, that's
comes full circle. Hey, we want you back now.
Yeah. That's going to do it for the regular format of the show. Put a bow on that, Cam. We don't really care what happens to you, buddy. Sorry. But that is going to take us to what are we going to call this? The final hurrah of the show every day. And here it is.
Our last jolt.
You like that? The final jolt of I like that. I'll take that. The final jolt of the day is going to be brought to you by our friends over at Joe Dickey Electric. Visit them on the web today at dickieelectric.com. Anything commercial, anything residential, anything electrical, you need to head over to Joe Dickey Electric. Tell Eric and the boys we sent you over from YSN. It is the Joe Dickey Electric. What's your spark? Positive spark, negative spark, or a little bit of both? Billy, you want to go first?
Sure. So it's a negative spark. I've been kind of pissed off for about 12 hours now, and just thinking about it. And I'm over people who just steal things. It's just annoying. I don't have a lot of things, but anybody's welcome to my stuff, especially when it's out in the public for people to use. And just put it back, and we don't have any problems. I spend a lot of time, research, and money just to kind of get some of these things to help the athletes and whatnot, and then for somebody to come in there and basically walk up the steps and take it. Is ridiculous. It's not about the money. It's just a simple fact of, this is why you can't have nice things. And you're a scumbag amongst a lot of different words for it. And you know what? You probably need to come back and get the charger that you left there, because you need the charger to charge the device to use. Idiot.
Wow. It's going to be a negative spark. It's got to be this coach at Bishop Sycamore, or I'm just going to start calling them BS, which BS. And come on, no, dude, we need to make these shirts, and it needs to be their logo, which is awesome, by the way, because Seidel sent it to us, and it needs to be BS University underneath it, or whatever, or BS Charter Schools, or whatever the hell they're going with these days. But like that, my problem with this coach is you give us other coaches a bad name when you do shit like this. But like, there's a lot of us who we care to, really take our kids and our athletes and put them in a position to get to the next level. And we do it the right way. And really all you did was, try to run a scam. And unfortunately for you, you did it against one of the best high schools, if not the best high school program. And your quick one turned into a quick ass beating on national TV. So not only do I feel zero remorse, I'm glad you got your ass beat. I'm glad you got fired, because you really give all of us who put a lot of heart, passion, and soul into it a bad name.
Quincy.
Mine's a positive away. I got the update for the Browns that made their cuts and everything down to 53, and I don't see Andrew Sendejo. So the most hated player from last year that I can't stand because he couldn't cover a wall is gone. It's great. I love it.
All right, and Paul.
Mine is the positive spark. We went to putt-putt last night, and we broke up in teams, and I had my oldest, Olivia, on my team, and it was versus Carrie and Avery, and Olivia and I won by 8 strokes, and I got a hole-in-one on the very last hole. So Avery wasn't too happy, so I'm on her team today. So we'll see what happens.
All right, nice job, Paul. Way to bring it home. For mine, I'm just got 2 positive sparks. The first one being this one. Welcome, Garrettsville, Garfield. We are so
to your
excited.
city.
What?
I said we're coming to your city.
Yeah, we are. We are going to be in Garrettsville, with Garfield on Thursday for YSN Prime Time. Had some things going on with JFK. We want to respect everything that they do as well. Practice times just didn't flow correctly. So we'll be covering JFK during the week, getting some of those interviews with coaches and players and things of that nature. But we will be live in prime time at 5 o'clock I'm going to mute EB. Moving live at prime time, 5 o'clock.
Give us your credit card number.
Thursday, as we are every Thursday from here on until the end of the season, until all our teams are eliminated. EB, I'll unmute you because I don't know what you were talking about, but it was live. I was trying to out-talk you.
I thought I put it on. I thought I put it on mute. My fault.
You're good. Paul was ear to the.
Like he's talking. Like, is he making deals?
Ready to go. So welcome, Garrettsville Garfield. We are excited to have you. For anybody that knows the behind the scenes, it's been a long time coming and couldn't be happier. And I know they're crazy excited to have us on Thursday. So make sure you tune in for that one. Should be a good show. The second positive spark.
You shall not pass.
Billy, the Batman. Dude, I can't even start to explain it. Can you take us through this story?
So, yeah, like this was last week. It was like 2 o'clock in the morning, and watching TV, and the next thing you know, I see something out of the corner of my eye just flying, and I thought it was like a moth or something like that. And I turn around, and it's swarming in the room I'm in, and I'm freaking out. And at the time, I have no idea what it is. I just know it's flying. So I had a blanket, on top of me. I pulled it over my head, and then I brushed the dogs into the bedroom and locked them in there. And I opened up both doors, and for about 40 minutes, I'm just trying to get this damn thing out of the house. And eventually I was successful, but I was not trying to die or get bit by a bat.
Dude, you approaching the door is the best with the flashlight and the broom, because it looks like a staff and you look like a Jedi, dude. Billy One Kenobi.
Well, I happened to actually be a Jedi. I just couldn't find my lightsaber.
My gosh.
Because then I go,
props to you, Billy, for locking me and the dogs in the bedroom. Nice play, buddy. Always a hero. Not all heroes wear capes.
You shall not pass.
Well played, William. That's one we've wanted to do for a couple days now. That's going to do it for the YSN Power Hour. Plenty of action, volleyball action on the network tonight. I'll be over in East Palestine as they take on Columbiana. We got Poland, I know, as well. And Garrettsville Garfield. Stop it. You stop it right now. Wave the damn flag.